Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's reading is going to be all about your career in the year of 2026. We have previously done a reading about general messages and predictions for the year 2026, as well as love life messages and predictions. So if you haven't checked those out yet and you would like to, I will have those linked down below. But today's focus is going to be all about your career journey. There are 3 groups to choose from today, and with each group, we're going to be using a different tarot deck, and I've also placed a different crystal on top of each to help you pick. I will be showing you a random card from each deck so that you can see what the artwork looks like. I just shuffled the decks, and whatever card came out is the one that I'm going to show you. So, without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. For my group number 1s, we have this Carnelian heart, and we're going to be using the Japanese anime tarot. And your card is the Queen of Wands. For my group number 2s, we have this rose quartz flower, and we're going to be using the Muse tarot. And your card is the Hermit. And for my group number 3s, we have these clear quartz crossing points, and we're going to be using the Alchemia tarot. And your card is the 6 of Cups. Okay, so here are all of your options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and see which one is calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Carnelian heart, this is going to be your reading all about your career in the year 2026. So here is our little breakdown of how the reading is going to go. We're going to start by taking a look at these oracle cards to see your overall theme in your career journey during the year 2026. Then we are going to get some personalized messages based on your career goals. There will be timestamps if you want to skip any of these, like if you feel like it doesn't apply to you, but of course you are welcome to listen to 2 or even all 3 of them. I can definitely see how multiple could apply to you, but there's going to be a message for those of you who wish to keep advancing in your current job or in your current field in the year 2026. There will be a message for those of you who wish to start on a new path this year, but you're not quite sure what that is yet. And there will be a message for those of you who wish to start on a new path, but you have a very specific goal in mind. Then we will look at a timeline of events from the beginning of the year to the end of the year to see what is unfolding for you. And we'll see a blessing that's going to be waiting for you at the end of the year within your career. And then we'll finish off the reading with advice from your spirit guides. So that's how the reading is going to go today. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get into it. For my group number 1s, what is your overall theme within your career in the year 2026? We are starting off with love, and very first thing I can't help but notice is that the shape of the tree is exactly like the crystal you chose, being a red heart. And also, when you chose your group in the intro, the Queen of Wands that you guys chose, yeah, she was decked out in red as well. So there seems to be a common color theme of red here. I don't know if that's your favorite color or if that's going to be a lucky color for you in the year 2026. It definitely makes me think of passion, boldness, leadership, taking initiative to go after your dreams, feeling very motivated and energized. This definitely seems like a positive omen. If you are networking or going to interviews, socializing in any way for your career, it may bring you good luck or bring a good impression to you if you wear something red, or maybe if you have like some red jewelry or crystals with you that could boost your confidence. It is also making me think of the root chakra. So I do think that the year 2026 is going to be a year of grounding your manifestations into reality, creating an actionable plan towards your goals so that your goals no longer feel like some vague, nebulous, out of reach thing, but they rather feel like something that you can practically start moving towards. I think action is going to be a big theme for you in 2026. Action, movement. I'm also hearing speed. This is probably going to be a year where things happen for you very quickly and many things are manifesting in succession. I'm seeing a gate opening and I'm actually seeing like a stampede coming out. Like, I don't know. It's time to go. It's time to start charging forward. I also think with this red color and this root chakra theme that is coming to me, this is going to be a year where you're feeling a lot more secure about your place in the workplace, in your role, in your desired job, in the spaces you want to be stepping into. You're going to start feeling more comfortable there, feeling like a natural and feeling like you truly belong there. So for a lot of my group number ones, this could be the year where you are overcoming imposter syndrome, where you are overcoming things like nerves and anxiety, especially in social situations, networking situations, situations where you are presenting or performing your work, or where you are being perceived, where you are being evaluated in some way. I think that not only are you going to start becoming more comfortable in these situations, but you may actually learn to thrive in these situations. So like, you may still feel a little bit nervous, but you're able to channel those nerves into like focus or doing a better job. Like, you're sort of thriving under the pressure and really rising to the challenge. I feel like so many of my group number ones, you have amazing potential, but some nervousness or fear has kept you from really tapping into that potential. And I feel like this is the year where you overcome those fears. So like, it could be a fear of judgment, a fear of not being good enough, a fear of being seen, a fear of like, what if I don't belong in this space? What if I'm not ready? What if this other person is better than me? Like, these kinds of fears and insecurities have kept you from really stepping into your full potential. And this is the year where you show those fears who's boss. And I think that this will be a year where, if you haven't already, you would be fully committing to doing what you love. And that sounds so cheesy, but I was gonna say doing what you love and loving what you do. So you are going to fall in love or fall back in love with the work that you're doing. Or if you are looking to start a new path in the year 2026, I do believe you're going to find something that you truly love. Definitely my first intuition was to read this as you loving your work, loving your job, loving your craft. For a few of you, take this if it resonates, but it could be that you are finding love through your career journey. Maybe you're finding romantic love through your career journey, or you are finding a community of people whom you really love and feel belonging with. And actually, as I sit with this energy more, I'm thinking of the Four of Wands in tarot. So I do think you're really finding your place of belonging, finding your confidence, and finding your community who will love you and support you no matter what. I'm also hearing loyal. So you could be finding a loyal client base, a team of coworkers and collaborators whom you can really count on, a loyal fan base, if that applies to your specific career goals, of course. You could be getting hired at a company that you really feel this company is worth being loyal to. This company is worth sticking around for. There's like a bond that you have with the people who surround you that give more purpose to what you do. Aries energy could be significant. So you could have Aries placements, or someone who has Aries placements could be significant to your career journey, or Aries season is going to be a very important time for you in your career. So that would be from late March to late April. This could be a time where you're receiving a significant opportunity, where you are leveling up in a significant way. And that's because both the Queen of Wands and the Four of Wands card that kind of came to me intuitively are related to Aries energy. So that's why I mentioned that. But yeah, let me keep your Queen of Wands here. I feel like she's definitely meant to be here. And I definitely feel like my group number ones, you are very talented, but you're just like scratching the surface of unlocking your potential, or you're very talented, but most people haven't seen that yet. And this is the year where you're really going to be showing the full extent of your talent. So literally, the star is your next card. Blessings, inspiration, time to shine. Exactly. Group one, this is your year. This is your year in career. Like, you are getting blessed in your career in 2026. You are going to be rising to the top. I just heard rising to prominence as well. Some of you could be literally becoming a star. You are gaining recognition. You are being celebrated. It's time, like, I want to say it's time for people to see just how gifted you are, but also it's time for you to see just how gifted you are. It's time for you to explore your full potential. And I feel like the missing ingredient has just been overcoming some fear. These gifts have been waiting for you to access them and to use them. And yes, sharing them with others is important, but also just seeing them for yourself, exploring them for yourself. I feel like that's going to be really fulfilling this year. I'm seeing it almost like a spring that was underground, and you're like tapping and the spring is coming out. That's like your talent and your potential coming out. And I literally just saw 1111 as well. This could very well be a year that a very big wish in your career comes true, because the star talks about wishes being fulfilled. 1111 that we just saw is like the classic make a wish angel number, like your wish is gonna come true. The Four of Wands that came to me intuitively, that's also the 1111 card, because the Four Wands standing up in the card look like 1111. So there's a big wish coming true, that it's not just about like making material gains or professional status. It's something that your heart is really in. There's a wish related to your career that you have a lot of emotional investment in, and that is the wish that is coming true. We also have transition with the number 13 and a butterfly. It's giving death card. It's giving metamorphosis. Also, isn't Metamorphosis is definitely a Hilary Duff song? Isn't With Love also a Hilary Duff song? I don't know. She could be significant. I think she's a Libra. That could be significant for someone. Anyway, let's take this literally. Like, you are making some kind of big transition in your career where you are taking the reins, okay? You're no longer letting your career journey be something that happens to you or something that is handed to you. You are going to be like the agent. You're taking, oh, maybe that's literal for some of you. Like, you're being your own agent, you're being your own representative. Or maybe your career title is like something agent. But anyway, I meant that you are really taking agency in your own career journey, and you're going to be the one to give yourself the opportunities you're looking for. You're going to be the one to make them happen. Hearts, stars, butterflies could all be significant signs and symbols for you. With moon as well, we have the word moon here. I do feel like this is going to be a year of quick changes, because I'm thinking about how, like, first of all, the moon sign changes every few days. The moon has a cycle basically once a month. So things could literally be shifting in your career on a monthly basis. This is definitely not a year of stagnation and things staying the same. This is a year of many changes happening quickly. It's like you're in I don't know, I'm seeing you like driving down a highway and there's no stopping. You can't just like stop on a highway. You have to keep driving. So this is a year that's going to reward action and movement and momentum, and you taking initiative. Things will be changing quickly. And I definitely feel like this is a year of you developing or strengthening like a real emotional connection to what you do, where your motivations for succeeding come from the heart rather than like a desire for material things. Not that there's anything wrong with wanting material things, but it feels like what drives you is really heart-based. And I'm also hearing it's something you can't deny. The reason for you, the career path you're on, it's because it's something about your identity that you can't deny. Like, this is who you are. Okay, like the job you do, the role you fill, it's very closely linked to your identity. And now boundaries are important there, because of course you want boundaries between your work self and your private life self, your work life and your personal life. But this does seem like quite a positive thing, because it means that you can show up authentically to your work. You don't have like a completely different persona. This is who I am at work and this is who I really am. Feels like the same person. The group one that your coworkers and collaborators know is probably the same group one that your friends know. You show up with the same personality. You show up with the same, I want to say with the same infectious energy. People see your true personality and they love it. The butterfly, while we do often think of it as a symbol of transformation, which I definitely think it is for you, could also be an indication that you are becoming more of a social butterfly in 2026. Some of you could be shifting from working at home to working in a shared space. So you're going from like spending most of your days alone to spending days around people, working in a team. This social butterfly energy could be referring to networking, meeting like-minded people, having more in-person interactions in your work rather than virtual. I feel like a lot of new faces are going to be coming in, a lot of destined people who were meant to come into your life to contribute to your career path in some way. 2026 it's their time for stage entry, I'm hearing. Like this is their time to enter into your life, the destined time. If you've been wondering like when is divine timing, I think it's now. I think it's in 2026. This is that elusive divine timing that we're always talking about in readings. It feels like it's this year. Wow. Okay. Also, this is calcite. I don't know if I said that, but this crystal is calcite. I'm gonna put it down here because there was a bit of a glare. But okay, let's get into your personalized messages. So there's going to be clickable timestamps down below. If you want to skip any section here, I'll also put the timestamps up on the screen. But I do welcome you to listen to all of the messages. The first one is going to be for those of you who wish to keep advancing within your current career path in 2026. You want to keep doing the same thing and keep growing in the same space. And for you, we have, okay, yeah, that's definitely the right choice for you. We have the King of Pentacles, generous, professional, responsible, practical, a successful time, confidently accept opportunities you're offered, the Midas touch. This is so cool because when the King of Pentacles appears in a career reading, I will often start talking about, oh, you're overcoming imposter syndrome, you're recognizing that you're really good at what you do, and you're like confidently going after higher opportunities because you know that you have what it takes. And I feel like that just mirrors so much of what I was saying in the very beginning of this reading. This is a huge confirmation for my group number ones who are thinking about staying the course, staying on your current path, continuing with the same goals. You are absolutely going to find success in the year 2026. You're going to reach some level of mastery with what you're doing, reaching a higher level or even the highest level possible. I see promotions, I see pay raises. Some of you could be getting a higher level of education. So for example, you have an undergrad now and then you're getting a master's degree, like getting a higher level of certification. You could be reaching an advanced level of something. I'm also hearing something about a few of you are transitioning from amateur level to professional level. Like you can really do something professionally. Your performance can be ranked among the professionals and ranked among the best in this field. You are creating a name for yourself, you're becoming more known. This can happen at many different scales, whether that's just like people within your company or people within your community are recognizing you more, giving you more credit, talking about you more. There's more positive word of mouth about you in your industry. This could even be happening at a larger scale if that resonates with you. And your goals, like you're becoming more well-known in a larger community online to the general masses and the general public. Again, if that's something you want and that resonates with your career path. I just noticed the butterfly on this card, which looks very similar to the butterfly on this transition card. I think this is going to be a year where you're proven right, and I'm also hearing like your stubbornness is going to pay off. So I mean, that could mean different things for different people, but the way I'm feeling it is, you know, if you tried and failed something many times and you were just stubbornly like, no, I'm gonna make this work actually. This is gonna be the year where your stubbornness pays off. Maybe you received advice from other people. Maybe it's time to try something else. Maybe it's time to put this endeavor to rest. Like maybe it's not gonna happen for you. Maybe there's something else for you. And you're like, nope, I'm going to keep doing this. Who knows? Maybe you even received readings that were like, you should move on. You should move on, you should try something else. And you're just like, no, like I know what I'm doing. My heart knows what it wants. So at the end of the day, I'm going to stubbornly, in a good way, keep moving towards my North Star. And okay, I heard like you're defying all odds. I'm hearing some voice saying you should just give up because there's only a 1% chance of you succeeding. And you're like, oh, well, I am that 1%. So, what? I just saw 2222. You stubbornly kept going because you knew that you were going to be that 1%. They just didn't know. They just didn't see the vision yet. These other people or that critical voice in your head. They didn't get the vision, but they will now. Yeah, let's get an oracle card for you as well. Big happy changes. This is a good year. I feel like this is a good year for all my group number ones, but for those of you who are gonna keep doing what you're doing, there's big happy changes coming to you. It feels like a door that was closed is now open Something that wasn't working, it's finally working. Something that wasn't bringing a lot of money in is now bringing in a lot of money. So I don't necessarily see this change as like your path is changing, but your results are changing. Your outcomes are changing. Maybe your attitude or the attitude of people around you is changing. The way you're perceived, the way you're respected is changing. This is amazing. And, ooh, okay. I'm seeing this like character growth arc for my group ones here, where you were once at the bottom and the people at the top made it really difficult for you to climb up. Either they didn't support you, or in some cases, maybe they actively sabotaged your climbing up because they felt threatened or because they just really wanted to be gatekeepers. They didn't want it to be crowded at the top. They felt like I deserve to be at the top and not you. So they didn't help you up. You finally climbed your way up. And you could be resentful and keep that pattern going for the next people that want to climb up, but you're going to change that pattern. You climb up to the top, and even though you may not have received a lot of support, that kind of ends with you. So you are going to extend a helping hand to the next person who wants to climb up to the top like you did. You're gonna give them any support they need, any information that might help them, like hook them up with opportunities, share knowledge. And this narrative of it's hard to get to the top in this industry, you could play a role in changing that. Like, it doesn't have to be hard. And it was hard for me, but that doesn't mean I want it to be hard for the next person. Like, well, I struggled, so you have to struggle too. No. I struggled, so you don't have to. I feel like that's your mindset. And I feel like you maybe grew up with this narrative in society that success was really hard. And you can be a part of like a next generation growing up with a different narrative. That it doesn't have to seem so impossible. That it doesn't have to seem so out of reach. Ooh, this is beautiful. Okay, so let's pull some cards for those of you who want to start on a new path, but you're not sure what that is yet. We have renewal. Review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. Interesting. So we're literally talking about you moving in a new direction. The fact that it says that on this card, and this is a major arcana, which talks about significant and sometimes even like big destined life events. This uncertainty that you may be feeling right now, it comes from receiving the intuitive hit that it's time for a new era before that was really shown to you in the 3D. I feel like that's why you're not sure which direction to go. That information hasn't revealed itself in your physical experience yet, but energetically you've already picked up that like something is shifting. I would bet a lot of you in this section of the reading, you have that, that just like weird niggling feeling like, something's not right, something needs to change, something needs to be different, or like, I feel a big shift coming. I just don't know what that is yet. I think what I'm really trying to say here is that it's okay if you don't know yet. There's nothing wrong with you not knowing at this stage. I feel like sometimes we can be hard on ourselves when we haven't found that one thing that is right for us yet, or that one thing that we're passionate about, that one path that we want to invest in. But this almost feels like it's saying the fact that this hasn't been revealed to you yet is divinely orchestrated. And right now, just that feeling of, I'm not going to be here forever. I'm meant to do something new. I'm meant to move on to bigger things. Just that feeling is enough. Just that openness and curiosity is enough. Numerologically, 2 and 0? Like, 2 is about receptivity. So the answer will come to you. I don't think this is something that you need to actively go out and look for. I think it's something that will find you. Your path will find you when it's ready to reveal itself, rather than you like searching for it actively. 2 is a receptive number. 0 also feels like openness. Openness to the infinite potential. So yeah, I really think the advice here is just honor that feeling. Even if you haven't seen the quote unquote 3D proof yet that something is going to change for you, and that there's going to be a new path, just honor the feeling, honor that knowing that something's about to change. And it's easier said than done, but it's okay that you don't know what that is yet. Stay open. That's what I want to say. Stay open, stay curious. It will find you. Yeah. Keep your eyes open. Keep your ears open. And this sounds very cheesy, but you will know. You will know when the path has found you, because I feel like it's not going to be, for example, you Googling like 10 jobs that I can do in 2026 and looking at this list and being like, well, I feel like I wouldn't hate that. Maybe I should do that. It's gonna find you, and it's gonna like reverberate in your bones. You know, judgment does feel quite intense like that. It's literally an angel calling you. In a lot of decks, we see an angel in the sky blowing on a trumpet. Like, this is your calling, listen to me. That's what it's gonna feel like. It's gonna feel like something that is calling to you. It's gonna feel very, I didn't choose this career path, it chose me. Okay? I hope that makes sense. That's what's ready to be revealed right now. Let's get an oracle card for you too. Yeah, definitely don't force yourself to choose something. It will find you. And I feel like whatever path chooses you next, you'll probably stay in that path for a long time. Okay. This card fell on the floor. It is ask for help from others. Okay, so what I feel intuitively from this is the way this path is going to make itself known to you is that you're going to meet someone who is on this path, or you're going to like witness someone doing it. So this is just one example, but let's say you see someone singing on a stage and you're watching this person and watching their passion, and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to do that too. That's kind of what it feels like. Witnessing someone else in this job or going down this path and being like, oh my gosh, that looks amazing. I want to do that too. And in fact, it may be several people. Especially like if your guides are really trying to lay on the message thick, they might show you many people who are on this path being like, hey, you could do this too. So it's going to be something that like, it makes you happy and excited when you see other people doing it. And you can kind of like see yourself in their shoes. And maybe even seeing someone who is similar to you. It makes you feel like you can do it too. Okay, so finally, let's get a message for those of you who want to start on a new path in 2026 and you have a specific goal in mind. We have the 5 of water. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilled milk. So there will, I mean, it says it right here, there will be something that doesn't quite pan out the way you want it to. And what I'm feeling intuitively, on this card, we have both spilled cups and cups that are standing up. So the way this is kind of, okay, and then also the number 5 being like in the middle of the numbers. It feels like, okay, I really don't think this is something to worry about. I know the 5 of Cups is like a sad card. There's a gap when it comes to expectations versus reality. But it's just that, it's like you set a target for yourself and you didn't reach the target, but you're on the way there objectively. So I feel like this is more, it's not a failure, but it's like a disappointment in yourself that you didn't go as far as you wanted to. So I'll give just one example to illustrate this energy. Let's say someone is like, I want to start a YouTube channel in 2026, and by the end of the year, I want to have 1,000 subscribers. And then at the end of the year, they have like 600. If you just focus on that end goal, then you're going to feel disappointed because you're going to feel like, I didn't reach my target, I didn't do enough, I failed. But looking at it objectively, you actually did a lot if you made it that far. And you're well on your way to reaching your target, just maybe at a later time. The main energy of this 5 of Cups card is that there's the upright cups and the spilled cups, but the person is just focusing on the spilled ones. They're focusing on what didn't work out instead of celebrating what did. So it seems like you're making some significant progress towards your goal in 2026, which is amazing, but just not getting all the way there. But that's not to say that you won't get there. In fact, you will probably get there the following year. And the fact that you even got part of the way or most of the way there is a sign that what you're doing is working. It's a sign that you're on the right path. It's not like you tried on this path and nothing panned out for you. You made it a significant portion of the way there. So I think that this disappointment is just coming from like a standard that you put on yourself or an expectation that you put on the timeline. And oh my gosh, this happens to me all the time. When I go back and look at my yearly goals, like I'm like, oh, I didn't reach that goal. I didn't reach that goal. You know, I got part of the way there, but I didn't get all the way, and that's okay. That's totally okay. And honestly, like, I don't want to police your emotions and be like, you should be grateful that you got some of what you wanted. So like, if you're disappointed, that's okay. It's, you know, it's your right to be disappointed. I just hope that you don't discredit how far you have come, and you don't think that this means that it's not going to happen for you, because you're very much on the right path, and it very much is happening, just maybe a bit slower than you would have hoped. And there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that you did something wrong. Sometimes, like, other areas of life, things are happening in other areas of life and they're requiring our attention. Sometimes priorities shift. Like, it's really okay. let's get an oracle card for you as well. We have recovery. Yeah, you're definitely gonna reach this goal. I wouldn't be surprised if you end up reaching your goal like into 2027. So, you know, there may be a little bit of like a disappointment, you recover from it, you get back on track, and you reach your goal. Maybe you're successful at something like the second time you tried or the third time you tried. And honestly, this whole energy that I'm talking about, it sounds very realistic. Like someone's realistic journey to success. I think in the age of social media, we're so used to seeing these like clickbaity titles like how I grew my YouTube channel and went to 100,000 subscribers in 30 days. How I became fluent in this language in 3 months. You know, those kinds of things grab our attention. Everybody loves a quick breakthrough, but that's not always realistic. And we see it in the spiritual space too, like how I manifested my dream life overnight, like this kind of thing. And I think it can create unfair expectations on ourselves. And then when we're trying something and like making mistakes and making, you know, trial and error and things not panning out and going back to the drawing board, like very normal parts of reaching our goals, we feel like there's something wrong with us. Like I said, it's totally normal and valid and okay if you're feeling disappointed. I just hope that you wouldn't feel like there's something wrong with you, or you know what I mean, or like this is a sign that you're gonna fail. No, it's a normal part of the journey, and it's just taking a little bit more time than what you originally thought. So like, please don't take this as like, this is the universe saying I'm not gonna get it. No, you will. You absolutely will. Okay. So this concludes the personalized messages. So let's get into your timeline of events. We're going to use the Japanese Anime Tarot, which is the deck that you chose. And let's see a timeline from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. We have the Lovers. We have the Star. We have the Four of Swords. And we have the Ten of Swords. And the bottom of the deck is going to be the blessing that is waiting for you at the end of the year. And we have the Nine of Swords. There's a really recurring theme here of like overcoming nerves, anxiety, imposter syndrome, and really recognizing that you belong in this space. That is like your career affirmation for 2026. I belong here. I belong here. There's, I guess, a wound of I don't belong here that is being healed through whatever you're experiencing this year. And when you truly believe that there is a special space carved out for you in your desired field, in your desired job, in your desired community, it's like your brain stops constantly looking for reasons that you might not belong, or looking for reasons that what you said or did is wrong, and kind of like torturing you, overthinking every word you said, every interaction you had, trying to gather data and proof of, do I belong or do I not belong? It's like, no, I know that I belong. I know that I'm loved and welcomed in this community. I know that I'm good at what I do. I know that I'm making a positive impact, and I sleep very well at night knowing that. So I feel like there's some really critical voice in your head that's finally being silenced, and some anxiety of not belonging is finally being healed. And this is bringing you a lot of peace. If I take this literally, like those of you who've had nerves and anxiety and overthinking keep you up at night, that's not gonna happen anymore. You're gonna be sleeping peacefully. Oh, and for those of you who lose sleep because you're thinking about everything you have to do at work tomorrow, I feel like that's healing as well. You are healing career-related overthinking, or like overthinking related to your place in your field or your belonging in your field. And that comes with being really confident in yourself and the value of what you bring to this space. It's like this kind of assuredness, if that's a word, self-assuredness that you have about you, and also reassurance from the community around you. So I think a blessing waiting for you at the end of the year is, looking back, you will see how much more peaceful you've become, how much more confident and self-assured you've become. You're less nervous, and it has to do with like people. You're less nervous around people, you're less nervous in front of people. You can interact with people more comfortably and confidently. You're sure of your place in your community. And networking becomes easier for you. Performing or presenting or like showcasing your work in any way becomes a lot easier for you. Self-promotion, just the daily social interactions of your work becomes a lot easier for you, because you're sure that you are needed, wanted, welcomed, celebrated there, and you don't have to overthink every little thing. Your mind is just more quiet, more at ease. This is a really nice energy. I just noticed that all of these cards are related to the element of air. I was a bit late to notice that, but we have Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini here. Lots of air going on. I wonder if air signs are going to play like a really significant role in your career, or if all of this air energy is pointing towards like a really big mindset shift for you, because air can talk about your mind and your mentality. With the Lovers and the Star here, there's definitely a huge theme of you showing up authentically in your work, like being ready to show the world who you truly are. So I think from the start of the year, that's something that you're really committing to. And that's something that's going to bring you the most success, when you just are yourself. And it's like somewhere along the line, you learned that if you want to be successful and if you want to be celebrated, you have to like hide some parts of who you are. And you're realizing in 2026 that that could not be further from the truth. I just heard the word flamboyant, which is like a very specific word. I heard that you're like becoming more flamboyant. I don't know, more outgoing, more, we're not toning it down, we're turning it up. You know, I'm showing up as my full self, full volume, full uniqueness. The star is related to Aquarius energy, which can be kind of like eccentric and weird and different. And so I feel like you really are embracing those parts of you. The Lovers with this like Aquarius 11th house energy is definitely giving vibes of like community and networking. I do have a feeling that you are going to be known and recognized by a large community, maybe larger than you're thinking right now. You're gaining recognition on a larger scale than what you envisioned, or what you thought was possible for you, or what you thought was realistic for you. And you are really liked and admired in your social circles. I feel like whether you see this or not, whether you pick up on this or not, there's a lot of people who aspire to be like you, who maybe wish they had the same gifts you have, or they want to develop the same gifts that you have, or they want to have a career or a lifestyle similar to what you have. I feel like in general, but especially in the first half of this year, this is where you're going to be meeting a lot of new people. And this was coming out in several parts of the reading. Like, people who are destined to make a difference in your career journey, a lot of them are going to be coming in the first half. I feel like the first half of the year is going to be the busiest part. We spoke a lot about things changing quickly and like momentum, moving forward, big changes. I think a lot of that's going to happen from January to June, let's say, and a lot of like faded changes in your career. And I think that things will turn out better than you expected. I don't know if some of you didn't hear this message, but I feel like focusing on one fixed goal or one specific end result could lead to a disappointing outcome, but being receptive and just being open to whatever blessings the universe wants to bring you, because there are a lot, that's when you're going to feel really fulfilled and really grateful. And also, if I could give some advice, stay away from goals that feel like a standard. How do I describe that better? I don't know, if setting the goal feels like you're setting a standard for yourself that you must meet, it is probably not a good goal. Because this goes back to the very beginning of the reading. Like, in 2026, we want to be motivated by our heart, you know? And I gave an example in this section of the reading about someone who has a goal of getting, I think it was like 1,000 subscribers or something. I don't know that there's a lot of heart in that, you know, like it's in my heart to have exactly 1,000 subscribers. Probably not. That kind of goal feels more like a standard that I must meet, an expectation that I must live up to. And goals like that in 2026, I feel like are going to lead to disappointment, because they're just like arbitrary, they're random. And then it's like, even if you do meet them, then there's the next thing and the next thing, and the goalpost is always moving. So rather than externalizing goals as like a standard, I think we just let our heart move us and be motivated from the inside out. I hope that that makes sense. Goals that are around like emotional fulfillment, that are around connection, that are around manifesting love into your life, self-expression, those are good goals for this year. And these areas of life, like love, connection, self-expression, community, feeling loved and supported for who you truly are, the blessings there are just going to be beyond your wildest dreams. I feel like so much love flooding in for you from your community, from your peers, from your collaborators, from your superiors, you know, like bosses, teachers, mentors, whoever, even people in your personal life, like friends and family who are celebrating your successes. The support system you're feeling, it's so, so strong. I also feel like you're coming out of, your nervous system is doing a lot of healing this year. Because it's like you're coming out of fight or flight. There was a part of you that felt like even if you're given an opportunity, you're like, I have to constantly be on edge and constantly looking over my shoulder that maybe I'm going to fuck up and this opportunity is going to be taken away from me, or the universe is going to pull it out from under me. I've been invited into this space, but I have to constantly keep reproving that I deserve to be here. And it's like, you can never just relax in the place that you've been offered. or in this space that the universe has carved out for you. And I feel like that version of you no longer exists in 2026. It's like the energy of someone who's in a relationship and I wonder if my partner likes me. I wonder if my friends like me. I wonder if my, you know, like, it's normal to think in a job, like, I hope my boss thinks I'm doing a good job and things like that. But it's like this anxious part of you that's constantly looking for reasons that, oh, maybe I'm not doing a good job anymore. Maybe I'm not wanted here anymore. Maybe I don't deserve this anymore. And has to be like looking over your shoulder. I hope I'm doing an okay job of describing this. I think if you know, you know, if you've been in this energy, there's like a fight or flight that you're coming out of, and you're like, okay, I can settle in here. Like, this is here to stay. This opportunity's here to stay. This job that I've been offered is here to stay. These relationships are here to stay. I can just settle into them. I can start assuming that they're going to be here tomorrow, that they're going to be here next week, that they're going to be here next month, next year. It's like this like breath out, this detensing of your energy, this relaxing, that's the word, relaxing of your energy. Yes, it is a calm nervous system. That's like a really big blessing for you this year. Truly seeing your worth. For some reason, my eyes are going to, all these people have middle parts. I don't know, maybe that's like your hair or something you're gonna be trying out in 2026. Everyone has very nice hair in these cards. Shout out to my hairdressers. Or maybe this is like a sign if you've been thinking about changing your hair. I don't know what that has to do with your career, maybe nothing, but maybe that was just a message for you right now. But yeah, I think all these blessings coming in the first half of the year, they're so exciting. And by the time you get into the second half of the year, they're just going to start feeling like the norm, which is good. This Four of Swords person feels like they're resting. It feels not boring, routine. That's a better word. The things that were once like super exciting blessings at the first half of the year, by the time you get into the second half, it's just routine. And honestly, that's not a bad thing. Like, realistically, this super exciting, oh my gosh, it's a miracle, oh my gosh, my wishes came true, oh my gosh, pinch me. We can only be in that energy for so long, because that's also like a very stimulated nervous system, being like super happy all the time. So I feel like a honeymoon phase is kind of ending, and you're becoming more calm in the second half of the year. You know, like, I don't know, I got this new job, or I got all this new recognition, and this is so cool, and now I'm used to it. And now it's not so exciting anymore, and it's just a part of my life. But that in itself is a blessing. The fact that it's just become commonplace, and it means that your like, I'm saying nervous system so much. Your nervous system has come to realize that like, oh, this isn't going anywhere. This is just a part of my life now. Your dreams are kind of off the pedestal. Like, yeah, it's just normal life now. But this feels really good. It feels like settled. It feels peaceful. It feels calm. It feels like you're assuming that your dream life is here to stay, rather than doubting that it could be out the door any minute. So you're a lot more just like calm and regulated, and yeah, that's my life. I hope that I'm doing an okay job of explaining that. But you know, other people, outsiders, might be like, oh my gosh, that's your job, that's your life, you've accomplished XYZ, like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And to you, it's just like daily life now. So you're just like, whatever. But it's in a good way, okay? It's not like you got bored of your life, or like it lost its spark. It's just like, it's normal now. This is normal life for me now. Yeah. And then we have the Ten of Swords. And something about this Ten of Swords, it looks almost like decluttering. In a traditional Ten of Swords card, we would see swords in the person's back. So they're like, the thoughts are tormenting them. But here, it's like this person turned around and there's all these like messy thoughts behind them and they have to clear them away. I feel like you're gonna take a break at the end of the year, sometime between like October to December. Maybe like if you celebrate end of year holidays, or if there's just like national holidays at the end of the year where you live, you could be taking kind of an extended break around that time. You know, like taking a month off instead of 2 weeks kind of vibe. Maybe you're even taking a couple months off, which if you are, you're taking a long break, which implies that you can afford to do that. And I love that for you. Like financially, you can afford to, you could take a month off if you wanted to. And I feel like you're just taking the end of the year to process everything that happened, because 2026 is going to be a very eventful year for you. You know, a lot of things change quickly, and it seems like there's still some bits of your old self hanging around that need to be cleared away. I'm imagining that this person turned around and they're like, well, what are all these swords doing here? Like, get out of here. I feel like these are just like old pieces of you that don't resonate anymore. And it seems like you're taking some time at the end of the year to clear those all away. So maybe like old ideas that you're gonna scrap. You know, I don't really resonate with these projects anymore. So I'm gonna throw some things away. I'm gonna delete some things off my hard drive, because I can't see myself going back to these old ideas, or, you know, I don't emotionally resonate with this project anymore. This old project actually kind of triggers me, because it's like, it reminds me of a time in my life that I do not identify with anymore, or like a version of myself that I don't identify with anymore. It just reminds me of past pain and trauma, and I don't want to, like, there may be certain things, I don't know, like journals, notebooks, files, things like physical objects that you've kept that just, they're the old you, and they're an older version of you that was like in a much darker place. And I'm not saying that looking back on the past is bad. I just feel like there's certain things about your past mindset that you're like, I don't want to see this. And like, it's almost like you deserve to have a clean slate and just remember this new happy version of you. You don't need the past clinging on to you. Maybe there's like, okay, I just heard like letters from someone that you're throwing away. I don't know, letters from an ex-friend, some diary entries you wrote when you were just like in a really bad place, and you're like, that's going away. Like, I don't need this anymore. Yeah, a purging, because like you're done with that era. And I guess this would come from a discernment that holding on to these past things feels less like a reminder of your growth, and it just feels more like some kind of darkness that has overstayed its welcome. And that's just like, I don't know her. Like, I'm throwing it away. Yeah. So maybe you didn't have really time to do that, to process and purge. Doesn't seem like you will have really time to process and purge in the first half of the year, because so much is happening. So many good things are happening. But when you get a moment alone, then you can kind of quietly say goodbye to the old you, hold a little private funeral for the old energies, before you pop back out onto the scene. Because it's one thing about you in 2026, you're gonna be on the scene. You're gonna be connecting with people, and that's awesome and it's exciting, but it's not the best for like this reflection and processing and purging. And I feel like you'll have time to do that at the end of the year. And if you're the type of person who does like end of year reflections every year, you're gonna notice, I think, a distinct difference in how much you have changed in 2026. It will be so much different than the other years that you have lived through. Yeah, okay, so let's finish off this reading with some advice for you. Advice for my group number ones. Tiger shark, your ancestors are watching, make them proud. It has the number 32, so that could be significant. And we have knowing. Do not ask so many questions when the answers don't satisfy you. You always know. Okay, I wonder if this is a message from your ancestors. I was gonna say it's a message from your guides, but the fact that your ancestors are appearing here obviously means that they are very prominent guides for you. Tiger shark is making me feel like your ancestors are very protective over you. And I would also say that your ancestors have a kind of no nonsense vibe about them. So if anyone around you is bringing bullshit into your life, or if anyone's being dishonest with you or wasting your time, or if anyone is being wishy-washy with you, I feel like your ancestors are very quick to like remove them from your energy field. And when your ancestors speak, they have spoken. And there may be some messages you've already received from your guides, and yet you keep looking for confirmation again and again. And this does kind of remind me of your old nervous system. There's like an old version of you, like an anxious version. It's almost making me think of anxious attachment, which I'm not an expert in that, but it's like the version of you that I need to be reminded all the time that good things are meant for me, or I need to be reminded all the time that I'm good enough. And like, I've been there, but your ancestors, your guides are saying, when we speak a message to you, we mean it. And I think if this is your reading, you're working towards a point, and your advice is to keep working towards that point where you can receive a message, receive confirmation, and say, thank you, I've received it, and I've internalized it, and it's now a truth in me, and I don't need to be told a million more times. I received the message, and now I will act on it rather than looking to hear the message again and again. Now, if you need to be reminded sometimes, if you need a little extra confirmation sometimes, that's okay, we all do. But I think your ancestors are warning against getting stuck in the loop of seeking confirmation, because every time you do that, you get like a dopamine hit that makes your brain think it took action, or that it achieved something. And maybe some of you are stuck in a loop of just like constantly seeking messages, seeking affirmation, seeking validation, whether it's like through readings, through channeling your guides, through like motivational posts. But it's not helpful unless you're taking the message, believing it, internalizing it, and then acting on it. At some point, the receiving confirmation stage must end, and you must step out and act. And I feel like that's a big theme for you in 2026. It's a big theme for the collective, but it's a big theme for my group number ones. Okay, the battery's about to die because this got very long. So thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, a wonderful year ahead in 2026, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you're interested in my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships where you can watch the extendeds that go up every month. You can also watch exclusive full-length pick a card readings there, and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, anyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, your beautiful ancestors, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you, Battery, for lasting until the end. Goodbye! Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the rose quartz flower, this is going to be your reading all about your career in the year 2026. So here is the little breakdown that we have for today's reading. We're going to start by seeing the overall theme of your career journey during the year 2026. And then we are going to get some personalized messages based on what your career goals are this year. There's going to be clickable timestamps if you want to skip over any of these if you feel like it doesn't apply to you, but you're definitely welcome to listen to all of them, and it's very possible that more than one of these applies to you. So there's going to be a message for those of you who are wanting to continue advancing within your current job or your current field. There will be a message for those of you who are wanting to start a new path in 2026, but you're not sure what that is yet. And there's going to be a message for those of you who are wanting to start a new path with a very specific goal in mind already. Then we are going to see a timeline of events from the beginning of 2026 to the end, and we'll see a blessing that is waiting for you at the end of the year with regards to your career. And then we're going to finish off the reading with advice from your spirit guides. So that is how the reading is going to go today. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get into it. Oh, also, I left a note for myself because I knew I would forget, and I did. But when I was filming the intro and like showing your crystal and tarot deck, the camera timer went to 222, so I made a note to mention that to you, especially because you are group 2. Repeating 2s could be like an angel number that you see as confirmation about something in your career. The 2 number, it feels very much like reciprocity to me. Maybe it's a message of what you want wants you, like the path you are working towards also wants you on that path. It's not just you who will benefit from you reaching your career goals, but a larger collective as well. If you're seeing repeating 2s, I do feel like it's a sign to keep going and a sign that you're on the right path for this group. And I actually saw 202 on the camera timer as I was talking about that. So it definitely seems like a number to look out for. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into your cards. We're going to take a look at these oracle cards to see the overall theme for you in the next year. We have the Smiles of Fortune, and the word here is like fate or destiny. Very interesting. We have Listen, Silence Your Mind and Pay Attention. Interesting that we were getting repeating 2s, and you are group number 2, because the vibe so far here, it does feel very much like High Priestess energy, and the High Priestess is the major arcana number 2. It feels like in the year 2026, your destiny is starting to call to you. But it may still be kind of a whisper, like your destiny is starting to reveal itself to you, and all you need to do is listen. And we have Healing, number 33, Spirit Quartz, and Chiron. Okay, you could be a healer. You could be... A lot of you have psychic abilities. In fact, you could use your psychic gifts to assist in others' healing. I do think there is healing for you within your career journey. So your journey to success and your journey to self-discovery that happens as you pursue your career path, it's going to be healing for you. The recognition you receive, the fulfillment you receive, We're kind of talking about this a lot in group number 1 too, but like finding a sense of belonging in your career path, and within your field, within your community. That's going to be healing for you too. Chiron during the year 2026 is going to be in the later degrees of Aries. It's going to be just brushing into the early degrees of Taurus, I believe. So if you have placements like in 20 degrees or later of Aries, or in the first few degrees of Taurus, maybe like from 0 to 5-ish degrees of Taurus, then this could particularly be a big year of healing for you. But I do think this is the case for all of my group number 2s. This healing feels more like catharsis. Like it feels like a release rather than the type of healing that's like really tough shadow work and like walking through the mud. I don't know why that metaphor just came to my mind, but maybe making progress has felt quite difficult. You've been carrying this heaviness, and what I'm hearing is like trying to make progress towards your career or towards any sort of like material or worldly goals has felt like walking through mud. And it's so frustrating, especially if you can see other people running past you. Not like you could be comparing yourself to them, but it feels more like unfair. Why does it have to be so heavy for me? So there is maybe an unfair disadvantage, or a disadvantage that was out of your control that you dealt with when it came to moving towards your goals. And I think that heaviness is going to be easing. And it's important to note that the success you're manifesting, it's not just like society's definition of success, but it's very tailored to you. And being able to manifest in that way is very healing. Like I don't have to strive for the version of me that society wants me to be. I can strive for my own personal best version. Like I'm allowed to do that. And the most aligned version of me is beautiful. And it's not a performance for anyone else. It's just for me. Maybe manifesting and creating and achieving your goals just for you is a big part of your healing. Like you're not, and that's not to say you won't serve others through manifesting your goals, but I mean that you're not achieving goals to like make someone proud or meet someone's expectation or meet someone's standard. It's for your own will, for your own desires, for your own personal fulfillment. Saying like, this journey is mine, this path is mine. I feel like that's going to be a big part of your healing in 2026. So I wonder if some of you are shedding career goals that were kind of forced on you, maybe by parents or by teachers, mentors, bosses you've had throughout the years who told you that this is what you should strive for. Honestly, even if their intentions were good, of being like, oh, you should do this because you're good at it. You should do this because you'll make money. You should do this because it will give you a secure future. But in doing so, kind of disregarded your actual desires. I think you're healing from those dynamics and just shedding any goals that you were keeping just because like it's what you quote unquote should do, or it's what someone else forced or convinced onto you. Yeah. I am noticing a common theme of purple and pinkish colors here. So those could be lucky colors for you, but they do just make me think of gentleness, honestly. Purple and pink, gentleness, healing. There could be something that is becoming fun for you again because the pressure is being removed, especially with regards to creativity and self-expression. I think this is a year where you're going to be connecting to your feminine side and where you're more in a flow state rather than pushing. If I may give you advice, and you don't have to take it, but this may not be a year to set rigid timelines and deadlines for yourself, and rather just kind of flow with your own, I want to say, like, listen to your body and listen to just go in the direction you naturally feel gravitated towards, and like wherever I end up is good enough. To focus more on the day-to-day processes rather than I must achieve XYZ by XYZ date. Yeah, okay, so let's go into your personalized messages. So there's going to be clickable timestamps down below if you want to skip any of these messages. I'll also put the timestamps up on the screen. You are very welcome to listen to all of them. There could be messages for you in multiple sections here. You may have multiple career goals, and so multiple of these apply to you. But we're gonna start with a message for those of you who want to keep advancing in your current job or keep advancing in your current field. We have release, the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. Okay, and this is a major arcana, so it's a pretty strong energy. It's going to be a main theme, a main milestone, or maybe milestone is not the right word, a main turning point in your life. While you may be going into 2026 with the intention to stay on your path, there may be a spiritual awakening or certain revelations about yourself that you are going through that make you reevaluate that choice. Especially if you resonated with that previous message of shedding goals that were placed upon you by someone else, shedding goals that you were only holding on to because of a pressure to live up to someone else's expectations, do the right thing according to someone else. Those goals will definitely be shed this year, and as such, career paths may be changing, priorities may be changing. I find it very interesting that we have the word release here, because we're just talking about this healing feels like a release. So there could be a career journey that is ending, but that's a byproduct of healing. So it's something that will feel freeing to release. Some of you could be staying on a path, or you have stayed on a path up until now because you felt like you had to, you should. The thing I really want to do is not practical. There's no other option for me. Basically, choosing a path from fear over love. Now, if you're like 100% sure you're going to stay on your path because your heart is really in it, then I could interpret this as releasing fears that were hindering your progress, or a transformation when it comes to your approach or your self-perception as you move along this path. You're going through a personal transformation that's going to allow you to move forward on this path with a lot more freedom. So I think you're kind of freeing yourself of fears, pressures, expectations. This kind of goes back to the message of like fun coming back to something that you're doing. And there's an unnecessary heaviness that you are releasing. Maybe there was a part of your ego that thought You know, if I pressure myself and if I'm hard on myself, then I will succeed more. And actually what I'm hearing is maybe that is a model that worked in the past, in a different era of your life, under different circumstances. Maybe it was a model that someone else used on you. Like, if I'm hard on group 2, they'll do better. If I discipline group 2 more, if I punish them, they'll do better. If I keep them on their toes, if I keep pressure on them, if I keep them like nervous, they'll do better. And maybe that did work at one point, work with heavy finger quotes, as in it maybe produced some material results that seemed favorable, but it's not sustainable and it's not kind to you. And I think you're realizing, like, I don't need that at this stage in my journey. I don't need that to be successful. I can be motivated, again, by love rather than by fear. So this release could be like releasing a paradigm or a way of motivating yourself, or an approach that you just don't need anymore. By the way, if you heard that sound before, that was a bunch of cards falling on the ground. So I'm gonna pick those up. And actually, out of curiosity, how many cards? Well, is it 13? It's 13. What the heck? I was like thinking to myself, that would be so funny if it's 13, because that's the number we have here. That's crazy. Look out for that number too, because maybe it's a sign of a transformation that's happening. But let's get an oracle card for you as well. Scorpio placements could be significant if you have them, or like a Scorpio person could be significant to you, or Scorpio season. So from late October to late November, that could be like a pivotal time in your career in 2026. It is interesting too, the horses in the background. It does look like there's a big horse and a little horse. So there could be healing happening, like when it comes to your childhood or relationship with your parents or relationship with authority figures. And this healing is freeing you. Freeing you from a sense of heaviness, a sense of obligation, a sense of pressure that was once there in your career journey. Oh, we have helpful people. So this transformation is going to be assisted. Rather than a scenario where you're trying to make change in your life and you're being met with resistance, it's almost like you're gonna see, okay, I'm hearing the word cosmic. So there's cosmic support for you to make this change. Like help coming in at just the right moment. The timing of help coming in, feeling divinely orchestrated, receiving uncanny synchronicities that you're on the right path with regards to this shift. Like, I feel like all of the energy is going to be moving in your favor. And that's how you know it's really time to let go and make this shift. Okay, let's get a message for those of you who are wanting to start a new path in 2026, but you are not sure what that is yet. We have the Two of Earth, which is the Two of Pentacles. Too much going on at once, the need to make a decision, consider a more playful approach. Interesting. So for those of you who are looking to start something new, if you currently have a job already, this seems like there would be a period in 2026 where you are still in your current job and also doing something new. And it seems like kind of a transitional period. So, you know, wanting to leave behind your current situation, but You're not sure that the new thing is going to be a viable option yet, or it hasn't really taken off yet. So you are staying in the old environment and also working on the new thing, and it's a lot. Two of Pentacles, we see often someone juggling coins. So there's an element of multitasking and being busy. So I could either interpret this as working a new job while still keeping your current one, or if you don't currently have a job, you could be actually getting 2 new jobs. So in any case, when this card comes out in a career reading, I see someone like literally doing 2 things at the same time, juggling 2 projects, 2 jobs. Maybe you're going to school and working at the same time. Maybe you are going to work and then coming home and working on your business or working on your passion project, or you're coming home from work and you're studying for some exam that will help you change jobs. So you could be quite busy. I don't necessarily think this is going to last for the entire year. Hopefully not, because I can see how that could get quite overwhelming. But I think this is just a heads up from your guides that there may be kind of a transitional period like that, where you are moving towards something new, but the old isn't completely gone yet, and you're kind of having to juggle both. And okay, there's like an art, the art of knowing the timing. I don't know why this is, well, actually, I think I do know why. But I was seeing, is it called paddle boards? Like the thing that you stand on in the water and you like row it? I was seeing someone standing on one of those paddle boards, and then they're like trying to step onto another one. So it's like for a period of 2026, you have 1 foot on this paddle board. Okay, imagine these are paddle boards and these are floating in the water. So you're like this and trying to keep your balance, and you know that eventually you want to step over and have like both feet on here, but you have to get kind of the timing right, and so that you don't like lose your balance and fall into the water. I think that's why I saw paddle boards, because they're on the water, they're kind of, it's hard to stand on the water. It's not solid. So I think a big theme for you in 2026 will be like, you know that this transition is coming. You know you want to make this transition to something new, but it's like the timing of when to go for it. And it's an art. It's an art, not a science. I use the word art. So there's no, there's no textbook answer of, oh, once you've saved this much money, once you're getting this much business every month, then you should make the transition. It's like, maybe it's something intuitive, knowing when to make the switch. So this also does confirm to us that you will find a new venture that you enjoy and that you want to move towards in 2026. You will find something that's better suited to whatever you're currently doing. There may be periods, especially if you have a very like elaborate self-care regimen, there may be periods where you can't fully do it, but I think this is only temporary, and I think that you don't need to feel bad about that. Like, oh no, I'm not taking care of myself. Like for example, let's say you have, this is kind of an exaggerated example, but let's say you have like a 20-step skincare routine that takes an hour, and when you're really busy, maybe it goes down to like a 2 or 3-step skincare routine. There may be some things that you cut back on with self-care, but it's not like you're neglecting yourself. It's just actually your self-care is taking a different shape. And it's like, I'm not going to overwhelm myself with so many routines. I'm going to focus on what matters right now, what matters to me. I'm going to focus on this transition, and I'm not going to sweat it if I can't I don't know, like if I can't cook my 3-course home cooked super healthy meals every single day, it's okay if I take a little bit of a simpler self-care routine for this temporary time, because if I try to do all of it all at once, I'm actually going to overwhelm myself, and that will be actually counterproductive to my self-care. So interesting. Okay, let's get an oracle card view. Because sometimes I feel like wellness routines just become another part of like productivity culture in a weird way. And taking care of yourself can be simple, and it doesn't have to be overwhelming. We have don't stop. Okay, yeah, so this is definitely going to be a temporary period of juggling things. And I think this is your guide saying hang in there, because it's not going to last forever, and you will be able to make a transition into something that you prefer more for your career path. It may just be like, I mean, it maybe sounds like a long time when I say a period of a few months, but in the grand scheme of things, you're gonna be okay. You can do it. And you're gonna get on that on that other paddleboard. So something is coming. You know, if you're wanting to start something new but you're not sure what it is yet, I would guess that maybe you're not super satisfied with what you're currently doing. And so I think this is a wonderful confirmation that something better is coming for you. Finally, let's get a message for those of you who are wanting to start something new and you have a specific goal in mind already of what you want to start. Ooh, we have the Lovers. Okay, so definitely meant for you. It is definitely meant for you. And wow, this is reminding me of that what you want wants you message and that reciprocity message. So whatever path you're wanting to go down wants you on that path. Whatever field you're wanting to enter into, that field wants you there. And the community wants you. There are already people manifesting you to go down this path, whether they know you or not. So if you are wanting to write a book, there's already people manifesting your book because they need to read your book for their journey. It's that kind of vibe. Whether they know you or not, whatever it is that you're going to create, there's already people who wish it existed. And there's already people wishing that someone like you was in this field or in this space. Now, if it resonates with you, this may not be for everyone, but there could be a specific person who is like manifesting specifically you, or specific people who are specifically manifesting you. If you do have an inkling about a specific person or specific people being involved in your career journey, then you can definitely take this as confirmation. I would bet that you have soulmates or soul group members who are closely involved in your career journey. So, for example, like a business soulmate, someone you're destined to be business partners with, or like a collaborator soulmate, someone you're destined to collaborate with. Could even be a soulmate or a divine counterpart who you're just like destined to meet as you go down this new path, especially if going down this new career path involves you making significant life changes. Like maybe it involves you changing where you live, or changing the places you frequently visit, or changing your habits, or changing your social circle. If it involves other big life changes like that, those changes could very well like somehow bring in a romantic or platonic soulmate into your life. But yeah, can definitely confirm with the Lovers that the path you want wants you, and people in that field will very much benefit from having you there and are manifesting you there. Okay, this is really specific, but I just felt the energy of like an older woman who you're gonna have a really strong bond with. And when I don't know, I have like a visual of her as like grandmother age. I know that's very vague, but maybe like 60s or older. I don't know, it's like someone you work with or a mentor or just someone you meet along your journey who makes a very profound impact on you. Yeah, interesting. I don't know if you know who that is, but it's like she has a very sweet and encouraging energy. Let's get an oracle card for you. Okay, let's get 2. We have meditation brings answers and opportunity. Okay, this is gonna be a year where things like visualization practices and meditation work very well for you. The Lovers sometimes makes me think of telepathy and psychic connections. So when we're talking about like a meditative state, a visualizing state, perhaps a dream state, you could be communicating with like your future self when you're in these states of consciousness, like the version of you who has manifested the abundance you want, or the ideal version of you. When you meditate, they speak to you and they bring you answers. Ooh, interesting. It's like you already know what to do. The future you already lives inside you, and in these like meditative or visualization states, you can access that version of you who is more advanced than where you currently are on this 3D timeline. And you can embody their energy right now. And that helps you find more opportunities and feel ready for opportunities. Yeah, you're like accessing a version of you that exists farther down the timeline. You may also be able to connect with, I don't know who's in the astral realm waiting to connect with you, who's ready for that, but you could be connecting with some of the individuals, like their higher selves, who are manifesting you or manifesting your work or manifesting something you'll make. I don't know, but you definitely have some kind of psychic telepathic ability to connect across time and across space with like other versions of you or other people, and that can help you on your career journey. That's interesting. Okay, so yeah, this group is definitely a bit heavier on the psychic messages. So I would bet that you have pretty strong psychic abilities. Let's get into your timeline. And you chose the Muse Tarot, so we're going to use that for your timeline. And let's see what is unfolding in your career journey from the beginning of 2026. We have the 5 of Voices, which is the 5 of Swords. We have the Ace of Materials, which is the Ace of Pentacles. I'm hearing that song that's like, you can go your own way. That's literally the only line I know. But you can go your own way. We have the Hanged Muse, which is, of course, the Hanged Man. And we have the World. And we're gonna also take the bottom of the deck card, and that's going to represent the blessing that is waiting for you at the end of the year, and it's the Queen of Pentacles. That's super cool because we were mentioning you connecting to your feminine energy. Queen of Pentacles is a great sign in a career reading of success, abundance, manifesting your desired outcome. And I like that it's the Queen rather than the King. It really reinforces that message of not only connecting with your feminine energy, but being able to succeed from that place. It's making me think of a journey to success that honors your intuition and honors your natural flow and your natural pace, and kind of honors your seasons, whether that's like your seasons of life, or could even be talking about honoring different stages of your cycle if you have a cycle. There's certain times where you feel more energetic and productive, and other times where you feel more introspective and restful. I think the biggest blessing for you in 2026 is that you realize you're able to reach your goals and manifest success without betraying your natural rhythms. In a society that pushes so much like linear progress all the time, you know something, group 2? There's this thing that people say a lot, and I get it. Like, I get they're saying it from a good place, but maybe you've heard people say things like, you don't need to compete with anyone else. You just have to compete with like the past version of yourself. Or like, you don't have to be better than anyone else. You just have to be better than you were yesterday. And sometimes I hear that and I'm like, but why do I have to be better than I was yesterday? Can I be the same? Can I be slightly worse today than I was yesterday? Am I allowed to go up and down? Is that allowed? Why do I have to be better than past me? Why does past me have to be worse? You know what I mean? Like, you don't even have to compete with yourself. You don't even have to compare yourself with other versions of yourself if that doesn't feel good or aligned. Like, you're allowed to go up and down, and in fact, it's unrealistic that you should be improving all the time. Was it last month? Yeah, I ran a marathon last month, and then after that, I took 2 weeks off, and then I caught a cold, and then I got an injury. So like, I was kind of just resting and doing really, really low intensity stuff for over a month. And so of course, when I start reintroducing higher intensity stuff, I'm huffing and puffing, and like, I'm not as good as I was before. And that's very normal and okay. And it's silly to think that in a human's life, because we all know how life happens, and like, there's different things going on in different areas of our life, like things are gonna fluctuate. That is just part of existence, and we seem to have conveniently forgotten that, and we want to be machines all the time. And even we get instilled with this fear that if we don't perform like machines, we're going to fall behind, we're not going to reach our goals, we're not going to be successful. And you know, it sounds so simple to be like, I'm not a machine, I'm a human, and I'm allowed to have ups and downs. But I feel like this is the year where you actually prove that there's something to that way of thinking. So let me think of an example. Okay, I'll just use the running example again. I embrace that I'm not a machine. I let myself have on seasons and off seasons. I adjust intensity when I'm You know, when I'm in my luteal phase, when I'm tired, when I'm stressed, when there's other things going on in my life. And then at the end of the year, I beat a personal best. So it's like proof that I can be gentle with myself. I can listen to my body. I can slow down, and I can also have results. It's not like a one or the other situation. I can honor myself and listen to my body and slow down, and I can manifest what I want. And my performance won't suffer. And my career will still be thriving. And I will still have money. I can take some time off when I'm sick and my business won't implode. You know, it's like that kind of message. And you're seeing the proof of that in 2026. That you don't have to always be going at 100% just to maintain what you've built. It will wait for you. It will remain. Yeah. And I think this is kind of what I saw going on here in the first half of the year. I wasn't exactly sure what it was referring to, but there's a situation where you are manifesting some result or some outcome that is proving someone wrong. Maybe it's yourself. Maybe it's the doubtful part of yourself that was like, I won't be able to achieve this. And then your higher self is like, oh yeah, and manifests it. Because I kind of see the Five of Voices or the Five of Swords as this contradicting voice, contrarian voice maybe is the word, like, oh, you can't do that, that's not gonna happen. Who's challenging you? Who's trying to fight you on what it is that you are trying to accomplish? So this could be an aspect of yourself. It could also be other people. Other people are doubting you. Other people are telling you that's not going to be possible. And you're like, well, actually, I think I just manifested it. So this is something happening at the beginning of the year. I want to say like by around April or May, you will have already manifested something that A, you thought was going to take way longer, or B, you thought wasn't going to happen at all. Maybe someone literally told you it's not going to be possible. You know, oh, don't apply to that school, your grades aren't good enough. No, they're not even going to look at your application. The second they see this grade, they're just going to throw your application away. No, they're not going to hire someone like you, or, you know, like someone told you, or an inner voice told you, like, don't even bother. It's not going to happen. You're not going to achieve it. And then you do. And this is manifesting physically, tangibly with the Ace of Pentacles. So, for example, someone tells you you're never going to get that job. This is more than just getting the email of like, you're hired. It's like, oh, I'm not going to get the job. Well, this is my desk at that job with my name on it. Like, this is my locker with all my stuff in it. This is my key to the room in the office building. You know what I mean? This is my, what do you call those things that you clock in with? I don't know. This is my card. This is my fob. These are my equipments. These are my coworkers. Like, it's real, it's tangible. You can prove that doubting voice wrong. There's something you are manifesting in the physical realm. And, oh, I just noticed we have mirroring numbers, 12, 21. I've been seeing 12 and 21 a lot, and I know that some of you have as well, so let me know if that's you. There seems like a process of scaling going on here. The world is making me think of like scaling or growing something. Scaling a business, growing a company. Some of you could be growing your online presence. Some of you could be, I don't know, like expanding to other markets, expanding to other parts of the world. You want to do something bigger, but you can't do it right away. For some of you, it could be that you've just entered into a new space. And so it's going to take some time to build a foundation there and build trust and kind of prove yourself. And then you'll get the green light to execute this idea of scaling. Maybe you need someone's approval. Maybe you need like people to invest. There's a certain budget that you need to scale, or you need to partner with someone to scale something. And so it takes some time to build the relationship of trust or to prove that something is going to be successful. I don't know, when I look at this Hanged Man, it's giving me the feeling of you have an idea, but you just can't execute it yet. And you just have to wait, and you just have to hold on to it. You're in the right place to do it, and you're with the right people, but until you get the necessary permission or the necessary funding, or you just build the necessary trust from others to execute this idea, it's going to take time. And I feel like it's something you're very excited to share with the world, and you're just kind of holding on to it. And it's just a matter of time, but the wait feels kind of uncomfortable. Like you feel kind of antsy. And I think this is excitement to share it with the world. For some of you, it could also be like, what if someone else does this idea before me? Or like, what if I miss the cultural moment? Or I missed the perfect window to do this idea? It's like scaling something, or a really large scale project, a really large scale production. Maybe there's a kind of an administrative side of it, if that's the word. Like, I'm imagining, for example, applying for a visa. It takes several months and there's a lot of paperwork. It could be administrative things like that you can't go forward and execute this idea yet. You have to wait for something to be cleared. You have to wait for something to be approved. You have to wait for some money to hit your bank account. Wait to hear back from someone, but they receive 1 billion messages a day and it's going to take them time to reach yours. There's some waiting that's out of your control, but it's not that your efforts being thwarted or stopped. It's just waiting, and it's like you're just anxious to make it happen. And I feel like by the end of the year, you're going to be able to grow whatever it is you want to grow, whether that's like scaling a business, expanding. Like, this is the energy of shops opening up in more and more locations, or an artist going from touring locally to touring internationally, or like an online shop making something available in more countries and regions, or just making something really big, making something bigger, making something available to more people, doing something with a bigger budget. Yeah, this could be so many different things, but I keep wanting to use the word scale. Like, it's a bigger scale. You're scaling up something. Hiring more people. I don't know. You're making something bigger. And it's like, it seems like you're really passionate about it because you know the idea that you're working with is really good. But then there's just like circumstances out of your control that you have to wait for. But you're already in the door. That's the important thing with this Ace of Pentacles. You're already in the door. You already know that it's going to happen eventually. You're in the right place to do it. You've proven that if anyone can do it, it's you. Big things take time. I think that's something to remember. Big things take time. And this, I feel like this happens a lot with highly sensitive, highly intuitive people, because we feel things before they exist in the physical realm. Like they already exist so vividly to us. Maybe we see it in the astral realm. Maybe we just like see it in our mind's eye so clearly, and we already know that it's a reality, but like the 3D world hasn't caught up yet. And existing in that in between can be kind of uncomfortable. It can feel like you're left hanging. You're already living in that future timeline where it exists, and you have to like wait for time to catch up, and it's like, I'm so anxious to do this, or I'm so anxious to share this with the world. That's kind of what I'm feeling. This is an interesting energy, and I don't know exactly what it is you're cooking, but it seems like you have the creative freedom to birth your original idea and to make it as large scale as you want it to be. Like, people are on board. That's awesome. Okay. And you know what's so nice? I feel like both of these flowers in the people's hair looks like the flower you chose. Maybe that's like a lucky... Is that roses? Oh, I sound dumb right now. I don't know. Something that looks like roses. Anywho, let's get some advice for you, shall we? Advice from your spirit guides. Okay, so we have protect your assets, parrotfish. Don't be careless with what you've worked hard for. Parrot right away is making me think of copying, because you know parrots like mimic, they learn how to mimic your speech. And it says protect your assets. And we have the number 21, the number 21 here. So this has to do with your idea that you're growing. The advice is to be selective about who you share your ideas with. Because you just can't trust everyone. Yep. I don't know, someone might want to copy you. So I would, until your idea is fully grounded in the 3D reality, I would only share it with people you really, really trust. There may already be people who copy you in some way. Even if it's, you know, not like intellectual property, but, you know, just things like the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, maybe the way you dress, your preferences, they're kind of mimicking. And maybe it's flattering, but maybe it's also like, get your own. I don't know, is someone copying you? Yeah, just be very discerning who you share your ideas with. Okay. You know, sometimes even, I'm just like reminiscing, sometimes people who even like you and have good intentions will copy you. And they may not even realize that it's not okay, you know? And it's like, sometimes it's a gray area. But also don't... This may be just like for a really specific person. If you feel that someone is copying your work and it makes you uncomfortable, you don't need to like gaslight yourself and be like, oh no, they're probably just inspired by me, or it's I should be flattered. Like, if it makes you uncomfortable, they probably crossed the line. They probably are just directly copying you, and that's not okay. I don't know, I think someone needed to hear that. Maybe you need to confront someone. What else do we have for advice for my group twos? We have 2 cards again. Oh, this is just like, oh, but it says, so this is like just a card that explains the different categories of cards, but it says working through a blockage. So that could definitely be a message for you. I don't know why, but I feel like whenever I use this deck, I end up pulling one of these. Let's just take this message for you. Working through a blockage. Surfaces, shiny a lot of the time, but not necessarily deep. Creativity is a layering process. Keep digging, then building. Surfaces. Now, just going back to that copying message, no one's ever going to be able to accurately and effectively copy you, because it will always lack depth, and it will always lack your soul's unique signature that maybe cannot be seen, but that can be felt by people. Yes, people can feel frequency, even people who aren't spiritual, so like, or who don't identify as spiritual. So it will never hit the same. You could be entering into a field, or you're already in a field where there's a lot of people interacting with that field or that industry or that craft in a kind of superficial way, both as consumers and as contributors to that field. And like, there may be a lot of people who just like the aesthetics of it, or just have like very surface level knowledge and appreciation for it. And I wonder if sometimes that bothers you, because maybe it feels like a lack of care or a lack of respect, especially when people like you and many others are really putting in the effort to go deep, like deepen your knowledge and really form a deep connection with that field of work, or with that craft, or with the people who came before, with the culture and the history around it. I feel like I'm talking about something that's kind of nuanced without knowing specifically what I'm talking about, because it's a general reading. But the way the energy is coming through, it's like some field of work or some space where there's people who, like veterans, who have a deep knowledge and a deep love and respect for it. And then there's kind of maybe people who like come and go. Maybe there's people who come and just take and then leave. And so the people who have always been here are like kind of wary of people who seem to have a more like surface level connection with it, because maybe they have like selfish or malicious intentions. So I think there's a message here that you'll be protected in the end. And not everybody needs to be feared, because there could be people who are coming in at first with a surface level knowledge and understanding, and who are engaging with it in a surface level way. But once they are more educated, they can start to deepen their connection and really contribute to it in a meaningful way. I hope that this is making sense, and feel free to let me know what your field is and how this resonates, because it's hard to ground when I don't know specifically like the field or area I'm talking about. It's just like an energy. But it's interesting because both of these pieces of advice are talking about being discerning with who you trust, Because there are definitely some people who are not to be trusted. But that doesn't mean that you must be wary of everyone. And there's something about like ignorance too. Because there's people who are ignorant about something, but they're genuinely willing to learn. And once they do learn, they're appreciative of that new information. But then there's other people who are like ignorant by choice and they don't care to learn more. And so we must discern who is who, because you don't want to, if someone is willfully ignorant and doesn't care to open their mind and doesn't care to learn more, you probably don't want to interact with those people. But if someone's willing to open their mind, maybe you want to, or maybe you don't. It's up to you. But be wary of who you trust doesn't mean like don't trust anyone. It just means be discerning. And I think the most important thing is that whatever your discernment tells you, you honor that. It's not your job to like give everyone the benefit of the doubt, you know? So if your intuition says like, no, I don't want to engage with this, then you don't have to. If you feel like you have time and energy available to open up and trust someone new, then you can do that. But whatever your body tells you it wants to do, I think it's important that you respect that. There's an interesting message to come out at the end, but alas. Okay, group 2, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and a wonderful year ahead in 2026, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have a link down below, my Instagram, my memberships, where you can watch the extendeds that go up every month. You can also watch exclusive full-length pick a card readings there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, anyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 3s. So if you guys chose the clear quartz crisscrossing points, this is going to be your reading all about, whoa, okay, wait a minute. Okay, this is gonna be your reading all about your career in your year of 2026. I just kind of had a realization, because before I started filming your group, I had a song stuck in my head, which is Bold by Dusty Cloud. It's, I think you would categorize it as bass house. I don't know, it's a house track. It's released in 2017, so that could be a significant year for someone. But there's like a talking segment in the song. And I had looked up the lyrics because I thought maybe they're significant if this song is coming into my head before filming group 3's reading. The talking segment goes, there will come a time in your life where you will ask yourself a series of questions. Am I happy with who I am? Am I happy with the people around me? Am I happy with what I'm doing? Am I happy with the way my life is going? Do I have a life, or am I just living? Do not let these questions restrain or trouble you. Just point yourself in the direction of your dreams. Find your strength in the sound. And then the beat drops. But I was just thinking like, whoa, these lyrics feel like someone who's at a crossroads, and you chose like the crossing crystal points. So I wonder if that's a theme for my group 3s. Like in 2026, you're at a crossroads. Maybe there's not just questions about your career, but about kind of the direction of your life in general on a larger scale. And yeah, the year 2017 could be significant to someone. But anyway, I'll link that song because it is a banger. But anyway, let's get into the reading. So this is our little breakdown of today's reading. We are going to start by looking at these oracle cards to see the overall theme of your career journey in 2026. Then we're going to get some personalized messages. There will be clickable timestamps down below if you want to skip over any of these messages. If you feel like they don't apply to you, but you are very welcome to listen to all of them. There could definitely be multiple of these that do apply to you. There will be one message for those of you who are wanting to keep advancing in your current job or your current field. One for those of you who are wanting to start a new path in 2026, but you're not sure what that is yet. And one for those of you who are wanting to start a new path in 2026, and you already have a specific goal in mind. Then after the personalized messages, we will see a timeline of events from the start of 2026 to the end, and a blessing that is waiting for you at the end of the year. And then we will finish off with advice from your spirit guides. So that is how our reading is going to go. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get into it. So what is the theme overall for my group number 3s in your career in 2026? We have, so the English says advocate peace. The Japanese just says peace. Owls could be a significant sign for you. The color white too, because the crystal you were drawn to, well, it's clear, but it looks white. White and clear colors could be significant. That's also very interesting because these colors make me think of renewal and a clean slate. Starting again, starting anew. When I look at this image, I do get the feeling, okay, there's a couple things coming through. One is that the hardest part of your journey is behind you. Something about this bird being perched on the shore, it's just giving me this feeling like they had a long journey of flying over the waters and they didn't have anywhere to land. And then finally they've reached land and they can come back down and rest. So things are getting easier, things are looking up. Even the way like the sky is kind of darker at the top, but it's light on the horizon. Feels like the sun is rising after a long dark night. There's a great inner peace. And now I'm thinking back to those lyrics, because it's like, yes, we're at a crossroads and we're questioning things, but we're not letting these questions trouble us. It's just data. We don't have to be afraid of looking within and discovering that we're not happy with the way things are, because that's data that we can use to move in a new direction. And that's okay. It's okay to move in a new direction. It's okay to start anew. It's okay to choose your peace. Advocate peace. Also, with the owl here, yeah, okay, definitely. I feel like this is a year where a lot of things that you've known for years without quote unquote 3D proof are being confirmed to be true. Like, you were right all along. You weren't crazy all along. This could be specifically related to your career goals, but I think it goes beyond that. Like, there's many things your intuition has been spot on about, even if you didn't have 3D proof, but now things are coming to light. And this is a huge moment of release and like relief, because when you're holding on to an intuitive knowing without this quote unquote 3D proof for a long time, you really can feel like, what if I'm crazy? What if I'm wrong? What if it's just all in my head? What if this isn't true? What if this is never gonna happen? And it's like, oh my gosh, like all of those years, my intuition was right. I was really picking up on something bigger than me. I felt it to be true in my bones, and now it's like proven that it's true. And this is especially heightened here. Oh my gosh, mystery, secrets, and hidden meanings. With the full moon, with the black cat, like these symbols all heavily make me think of intuition and like hidden things coming to light. Your deep inner knowings being confirmed. Owls, cats, the moon, these could be relevant symbols to you. Secrets and hidden meanings. Group 2 had this kind of energy as well, like a high priestess type energy. And I feel like my group 3s have this a little bit too. You could be working on something kind of in silence, or there's a conclusion that you're reaching about your career path and you're not telling anyone just yet. Maybe you've made a decision inside yourself that I'm gonna start a new journey, or I'm no longer gonna be continuing on this journey, but you haven't announced it yet. Or also I'm hearing like some of you could be mentally checking out of something, and even just that brings you peace. So let's say there's a job that is really not aligned for you, but mentally you've already come to the conclusion like, I'm not gonna stay here forever. Even just having that resolve inside of you could relieve a lot of stress, even if like physically you're still in that job, because somehow you can like see the end on the horizon, or I don't know. We have Labradorite, South Node, boundaries, number 21. There's definitely things that you're working on behind the scenes. I just heard connections that you're making, okay? There's connections that you're making behind the scenes that you're not telling people about. That could be you're making a connection to your spiritual side, literally making a connection with another person, connecting signs and synchronicities, like finding patterns in your journey, but you're not openly sharing them just yet. I'm hearing because it's not time yet, which implies that it will be time one day. You've changed a lot internally over the past few years. You've grown a lot, and not everybody around you has. That's okay though. South Node here, and in the intro, the group you were drawn to had the 6 of Cups as the card. There's something about a warm and familiar past. But you're not regressing, you're coming full circle. Okay? There's like a home base that you're coming back to. But it's not like you left and came back. You came full circle. You traveled all around the world and came back home. Okay, now I'm thinking about the book The Alchemist, which was a very interesting book. I only read it last year for the first time, even though it's like really famous. It's like you were on a quest looking for something, only to find it was like where you started all along. You went on a big journey and achieved a lot of things, only to realize like everything you needed to be truly fulfilled you always had. There's this kind of theme going on here. The South Node in the year 2026, it will be in the early degrees of Pisces, or it is right now. And then it will go into Aquarius. Oh no, that's the North Node. Pisces, Aquarius, as well as Virgo and Leo placements could be significant. If you have early Pisces, early Virgo, or late Aquarius, late Leo placements, those could be really prominent, or well, they're going to be activated by the nodes in 2026. So I feel like this is a really pivotal moment for, yeah, like your overall life direction. It's not just about what do I want to do this year, but what do I want the next era of my life to look like? Next 5 years, the next 10 years, maybe even the next 20 years. Like, you're really thinking about the long-term direction of your life and who belongs in that next era. Who's gonna come with me? That's very empowering. I feel like there's something switching in you that's no longer, should I stick with these people or not? It's, who am I going to invite to come with me? And there's a subtle but important difference in that, where it's like, you're not, it's like you and people in a room, and rather than saying, should I stay with these people? Because that's like, it feels more passive, or like depending on what they want. But now you're like, I'm gonna go and I get to decide who gets to come with me. Or I'm gonna go, you can come with me if you want. Or you can stay where you are. I don't care either way, because I know where I'm going. Okay, I'm gonna share a dream that I've been having, even though it feels like kind of personal. But I've been having this recurring dream that I'm in a hotel, and the hotel always kind of looks a bit different throughout the dreams, but it's always kind of like the same few people who I see there. And I think these must be members of my soul group, because it's like, you know, family members, friends, people who are, you know, close to me in my waking life. And we're all like staying in this hotel, and I feel like somehow the hotel is like symbolic of incarnation on earth, or a lifetime or something. We all have our own rooms, we all have our own lives, but in the dreams, like, I never see my own room. I'm always either in someone else's room, or in the hallways, or in the gift shop, or in some kind of lounge area of the hotel. I'm all over the place, but I never enter my own room in these dreams. Sometimes there's a feeling of, oh, I'm gonna stop here first and then I'll head back to my room, but I always wake up before I actually see it. And this was kind of bothering me. I'm like, why do I never go into my own room? Why do I never get to see it? And what I seem to be more focused on in the dreams is like going and knocking on someone else's door, or, oh, this person let me into their room. Oh, this person wants me in their room. That makes me feel so special. Oh my gosh, this person's happy to have me in their room. Like, because I'm so focused on, oh, look, someone else wants me in this space, and being wanted in this space makes me feel good. And then I neglect my own space. And I think I needed to learn, like, I'm allowed to go back to my own room. I'm allowed to leave a room even when I'm still wanted there. I'm allowed to leave a room even when I'm still welcome there. I don't know, somehow your energy reminded me of that dream. It seems in some way you're leaving a group behind, or leaving a community behind. This could be like a workplace, a team that you've been in, even could be a more vague community, like an online community, or a group of people who's united by a shared way of thinking, a movement that you're leaving, that you don't resonate with anymore. Some group or community that you're leaving, and until maybe recently, the assessment of this decision was like more focused on the others. Whereas now is more focused on you. And this is making me very emotional. You've given so much of your life to other people. And look, that's not to say you didn't benefit at all throughout your life. Like, I'm sure you serving others and giving to others, lending your talents, lending your skills, lending your time, lending your competency, your drive, your work ethic. Like, you've contributed a lot to others and for others in your career, probably in your personal life too. Like, you've given so much to others. And I'm not saying you didn't get anything at all during that time, but you've given a lot and you've given enough. And I hope you never doubt that. I hope you don't feel like we, the collective, or we, others who are not you, are entitled to more and more and more of your energy. You've given us so much. I'm saying us, like it's the collective. It's just other people. You've given other people so much. You've given the world so much. And you will continue to give the world so much, even if you focus on yourself in this new year. You just don't know what that is yet. It's a new way of engaging and serving the collective that you haven't explored yet. I feel like you're very used to connecting with and serving the collective through group efforts, or through like directly giving to others and directly lending your skills and expertise to other people. And maybe 2026 is calling on you to initiate a project or a venture that feels a little bit more selfish than what you're used to. That feels a little bit more self-involved or independent, or like, yeah, I want to say selfish. Like, you can be selfish with the decisions you make. And yet, you're actually not serving the collective any less. It's just a different way of serving the collective. This feels very like a Leo Aquarius when I think of because the South Node's going to move into Aquarius, the North Node. Wait, did I say that wrong again? The North Node is going to move into Aquarius and the South Node is going to move into Leo. Anyway, what this like duality that I'm playing with here feels very much like Leo and Aquarius. Like, just like letting myself shine in the way that feels authentic to me versus making space for others to shine. But you can serve the collective in both ways. But now it's time to explore a different way for you to serve. Okay. We're going to get into the personalized messages. So again, there's going to be clickable timestamps down below if you want to skip any of these. And I'll also put the timestamps up on the screen. I invite you to listen to all of them. There could be messages for you in all of them, or maybe just multiple of these apply to you. So let's start with a message for those of you who want to keep advancing in your current job or in your current field. Okay, interesting. We have the Page of Fire. It flipped over, but it didn't come out. So I feel like maybe there's a new idea that you're kind of toying with in your head. Maybe you want to start learning a new skill. Maybe you want to start a new creative project, but you're just kind of dipping your toes in it. Because it didn't fall out, it just kind of showed itself. We have the Three of Fire, aka the Three of Wands. Abundance, things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans. So, coast is clear for you to keep going in the path that you're in. I would guess from all the energy we've picked up previously in this reading that if you are going to keep going down the same path, it's going to look very different. So An example of this energy is like you're walking down the same street, but the street has been repaved and there's new trees and flowers planted around it. So it looks different, it feels different, it's more vibrant, it's more exciting. You're staying on your current path, but it's getting revived, it's getting spruced up, freshened up in some way, and it's becoming fun. Well, more fun. It's probably already fun, but it's more now. For some of you, your career could involve entertainment or like fifth house things. I'm kind of feeling. I do feel quite a bit of Leo and fifth house energy from this group. Things like creativity, fun, leisure, entertainment. Or there's going to be more aspects of fun and play brought into your job. What was I saying? Yeah, so green light to keep moving ahead on your current path, but I feel like the circumstances are going to be quite different. Maybe you're driving down the same road, but you have a new car now. It's like that kind of vibe. Things are looking different in a good way. And you're moving down this path with more freedom and more hope for the future. Aries season could be significant for you, especially late March, beginning of April. That like first part of Aries season could be significant. If you're in the northern hemisphere, that coincides with the start of spring. If you're in the southern hemisphere, that coincides with the start of autumn. I would bet that it's probably around that time that heavy energies are really dissipating and your life will start to feel light and fun. Yeah, I think if you're staying on your current path, it is kind of time to spice things up. So I'm just thinking about that Page of Wands, like that showed itself briefly, that inkling to like try something new, to venture into a bit of new territory, to maybe change your approach a little bit, to learn some new skills that would help you on your current path, to try different styles, different genres, different like branches within the field that you're in. Just spice it up a little bit. I feel like fortune will favor you if you spice things up and if you have more versatility. If you can work in different branches, if you can work in different styles. Also, someone with an Aries sun could be significant to you because this is specifically Aries sun. Maybe it's me. I'm just kidding. Unless... Nah, I'm just kidding. Oh. No, anyway. Okay. Oop. We have recovery. Group 1 got this card as well. Okay, if you put a lot of costs into something, I feel like you're making that money back. Like if you invested, well, you know what I mean, but like you invested a lot in a business or you spent a lot of money to make a project, you will make that money back. I'm smelling some kind of like aromatics. I don't know, are you a cook? What is happening? I'm smelling aromatics, like spices. Well, we were talking about spicing things up, so maybe that's why. Or maybe, you know, aromatics, they feel like stimulating and refreshing. I feel like that's the vibe that's coming to you. For those of you who are staying on your current path, you could be getting out of a rut or just getting new inspiration, like recovery of your motivation, of your drive, of your enthusiasm, of your passion. Feeling like yourself again. Okay, let's look at a message for those of you who want to start on a new path in 2026, but you're not sure what that is yet. We have the Four of Earth, which is the Four of Pentacles. Being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. Some of you could be, maybe this is just for a few of you, but your new path could involve something in finance or something in business, sales, marketing, advertising. I'm also thinking of real estate. I don't know, something about finance. If you're wanting to start something new, I feel like there is a piece of advice to not rush into anything, to avoid making impulsive decisions. This reading is going up in January. You know your situation best, but I might wait until February or later to make decisions about starting something new. If you feel rushed, or if someone is rushing you, it may not be the best decision. Because I feel like there's going to be multiple offers coming your way, and you deserve some time to weigh your options and pick what is best for you. Now, I mean, if you took an offer, well, actually, I don't know. If you take an offer and you lock into a contract and then another offer comes, maybe you cannot take the other one that comes. So I would just be wary of anyone who's trying to rush you. Be wary of anyone who's trying to lock you into a contract. And if you have only explored one option, or if you've only gotten one offer, if you can, I would wait a little bit longer, because you might get 1 or 2 or 3 more offers coming in a bit later. And then you have multiple options to choose from, and you can choose what is best for you. You may get 2 offers that are quite similar, but for some reason, one just pays a lot better than the other one. Like it's a better deal for you. That's what this seems like. There's like similar offers coming in, but some of them are better deals than others. You literally, like, you'll get paid more. So don't rush. Don't be afraid to like negotiate or to advocate for yourself if you know that you're worth more. Beware of being rushed. Beware of being lowballed also. Yeah. And I feel like you have a good sense of what you can charge and what you can be paid. And don't let anyone trick you into accepting less. Interesting. So yeah, for new paths, I don't know, I would say February or later. Let's get an oracle card for you. Woo! Should we count these? That's kind of been like a thing I'm doing lately. $14. Something could be coming like in 14 days from when you're watching this. Or like you should give something a 14-day period. Basically a 2-week period to think about something. We have improving health. So I feel like as time goes by, you're going to get better offers. You're definitely seems like you're getting multiple job offers, group 3. That is for sure. And there's something about making sure that you get as much money as possible. And like, let me be clear, like you're not being greedy or unreasonable. You're like getting what you deserve. Maybe you need some good, like with good business decisions, maybe you need good like negotiating skills, and maybe be worth like talking to other people and seeing how much they're making so you have a better idea. Read through any contracts like very carefully and make sure the conditions are ideal for you, and don't be afraid of speaking up about that. You know, don't feel like, oh, am I being difficult? Am I being too much? Because it's a big deal. Like, oh, I just saw 3333. If you're committing to a job, it's a big deal, and you should be allowed to like ask questions, and you should be allowed to push back and negotiate and stand up for yourself if you feel like conditions could be better. 3 is the number of the Empress, so Empress and 4 of Pentacles, you definitely have good, like, steady money coming in 2026. But you may have to push for it a little bit. Don't take any wooden nickels, I think is the expression. Yeah, okay. So let's see a message for those of you who are wanting to start something new and you have a specific goal in mind. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Congratulations. Enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, successful self-employment. Is your specific goal self-employment? It doesn't matter. If it is or if it isn't, you're going to be successful. Can also be successful employment by someone else. A successful business venture. Yeah. I don't have much to interpret with this. If you have a specific goal in mind, you are most likely going to reach it. And when you do reach it, you will be happy. I will give a little piece of advice. Now, I want to say you could be obsessed with your path if you want to be, but you don't have to be. Basically, I guess what I mean by that is, let's say you have a business and you're like living, breathing, eating, sleeping your business because you just like love it so much. Then that's awesome. But just know that you don't have to live, breathe, eat, sleep it all the time in order to be successful. You can have a balanced life and still be successful. I was talking about this with group 2 a little bit as well, but you know, I often see with the 9 of Pentacles someone who has reached their material and professional goals, but they also have like a well-rounded life. They have a good personal life, they have a good social life, they get good rest, they have hobbies. Like they don't have to make their job their whole life to be successful in it. But I mean, if you just love it that much and it comes naturally to you to eat, breathe, sleep it, who am I to stop you, group 3? Like, you know, maybe there's a little piece of advice in there, like make sure you don't neglect other areas of your life, you know, text your friends back, remember to eat. What's that audio? Remember to eat. Remember to drink water. If you're mentally ill, fix that. I've seen it in this meme that's like me at the doctor's appointment I waited 6 months for. But yeah, anyway, you are going to be successful on your specific path. So congratulations. And that's all I have to say. But I do want to check, I checked this recently. I want to check when Venus is in Virgo because that's what we have here. And that could be a significant time for you. It's probably like August. Yes, it is. It is from mid-July to early August. That could be a blessed time for you. Let's get an oracle card for you as well. You could be having kind of an upgrade in your financial situation, living a little bit more of a lavish lifestyle, whatever that means for you. We have choose a new direction. Well, that's exactly what we're talking about. I feel like as you're getting close to achieving this goal, and actually, you already are close because this is happening this year, this success. I wouldn't be surprised if you've noticed that signs and synchronicities are getting a lot stronger, a lot more frequent, and probably even like very literal. Because we're asking about you taking a new direction, and the card says choose a new direction. We also have a card that says successful self-employment. So I feel like these messages are super literal for some of you, and I feel like the signs from your guides in your actual life around you are going to start to get louder and louder. And I think your spiritual team really wants to confirm to you you're on the right path. And the way they're showing it to me is that it's not really like you need this confirmation, because I feel like you know what your goal is, you know that you're gonna reach it, and you know that you're on the right path. They just want to cheer you on, you know? So imagine that you are like running a race and you're running towards the finish line. Your guides don't need to be telling you like, it's that way, because you know, but they're gonna be still there on the sidelines like, go, you know? They're making that distinction. Like, you don't really need our guidance, but we're still here to cheer you on because we're excited for you. You already know where you're going. You already know that you're gonna be successful. You already know that you're gonna... There's a couple of signs throughout these messages of being wealthy. So you already know that you're going to be wealthy. So we're really just here to cheer you on. That's probably what most of their signs for you are about. If you're like, oh my gosh, I saw this sign, I saw this angel number. What does it mean? Like, what are my guides telling me to do? They're probably just here to be like, you're doing an amazing job and we're so proud of you and we love you and keep going. Like, you know where you're headed. Deep down, like, you have that deep inner knowing, and it hasn't been easy for you to get here, and we're so proud of you. And there's also really a feeling of like focusing on yourself and caring for yourself with the 9 of Pentacles. And I think that's something you're getting good at in 2026. Like, you're getting good at doing it without feeling guilty, I think. You don't have to feel guilty about taking time for yourself or focusing on yourself. And it's something that you know, but that's maybe hard to put in practice, but it is a practice. And the more you practice it, the better at it you'll get, and the more comfortable you'll get at prioritizing yourself. There's something coming through as well about allowing yourself to be unavailable and unreachable sometimes. Like, it's okay for you to put your phone on silent. It's okay for you to turn your phone off. It's okay for you to see that someone messaged you and not open it because you're going to bed. And you will reach them tomorrow. Like, thank you very much. You can be a little bit more unavailable, I think, group 3. Anyway, let's get into your timeline. We are going to use the Alchemia tarot that you chose. Towards the beginning of the year, we have the 8 of Wands, so you're coming in hot. Then we have the 2 of Cups. Ooh, that just made like, I don't know, that gave me a little bit of butterflies in my heart. And I'm smiling a lot. Okay. Then there's the Page of Wands. Oh, that's very interesting. And then we have the Tower. That's really spooky to me. Group number 3s, pay attention to your dreams, because I was just telling you guys about a dream that I had and the symbolism in it. And literally last night, I was dreaming about the Tower card. Like, the Tower card kept showing up, and now it's here. And we were also just talking about, like, your guides are going to start sending you signs that are really literal. So you might see in a dream what is literally going to happen physically. Not like a metaphor of what's going to happen in your waking life, but literally seeing the scene play out as it's going to appear. in the physical realm. Or your guides are sending you signs that literally spell out what they want to tell you. Like, the signs are getting more literal, the dreams are becoming more vivid, the messages are becoming more clear as you draw closer to some like big change or big manifestation. This Page of Wands seems really significant too, because maybe not everybody saw this part. I think it was over here. When we were shuffling for this card, the Page of Wands just like flipped over briefly, but it didn't come out. It just kind of peeked itself like, hello, I'm here, but I'm not coming out yet. And now it's here. Now it's actually here. But so it's like the same energy coming back in a different way. Or you're revisiting something in a different way. I just saw 333. Someone could be re-entering your life in a way that you didn't expect. Someone could be re-entering your life from at a place you didn't expect. Like where or when or how they come back is unexpected to you. You meet someone new or reunite with someone who helps you to finally feel ready to act on this thing that you've been thinking about. Because it's just been a little idea that you've been playing with, but you haven't really started on it yet. And they make you feel like you can do it. They remove your mental hurdles, because the Page of Wands honors an adventurous heart, a playful heart, spontaneity, curiosity, a beginner's mind. If you try to approach the Page of Wands with like a strict plan and a strict structure, the energy will just, you'll kill the mood. It feels like, I'm thinking of like those things that float in your eye. When you try to look at it, it runs away. Because I feel like there's been this little idea of something for you to start, something for you to make, something for you to work on. But then every time you try to approach it, you're approaching it in a way that is like too rigid or too serious or too much pressure. And so the idea runs away from you. The spark runs away from you before you can even act on it. And through the influence of someone you meet or someone you're reuniting with, they help you approach your idea with the playful spirit it needs to be brought to life. They help you approach your idea with that kind of spontaneous, like, oh, let's just try it out. It's okay. Like, let's just do it for fun. Rather than like, what is my 36-step, 5.8-year plan to, you know, like, we're just having fun here. We're just trying a new idea. And maybe that's what like this new era of your life is all about. Because I know we've been talking a lot about spicing things up, or we were talking about it a lot here. We were talking about spicing things up. We were talking about like questioning if you're happy with the way your life is, but not letting the questions trouble you. Just letting them inform you to move where you really want to go. Embracing fun, embracing play is a theme in your career as well. You don't have to, there's like a new idea you're playing with. You don't have to take it seriously yet. You're just having fun with it. It's just like a little flame that you're building. And I feel like this is happening in the middle of the year, because this is in the middle of the timeline. There's a meeting or a reuniting with a kindred spirit who's mirroring back to you and kind of helping you reconnect with a spontaneous part of you, a spontaneous, playful, childlike part of you, which if you've been having a group relying on you, whether that's your family, your friend group, your coworkers, if you've been having a bunch of people relying on you and you have to be serving them all the time and taking care of them all the time, you can't really be in this playful child energy. I feel like you haven't really been able to access this energy. An example is coming to my mind of when a child wants to play a game with you and they're just making up the game on the spot and it doesn't really make sense. There's no continuity. Like, let's play house. Okay, now I'm a cashier. Okay, now I'm going to school. Now we're flying. This is my cat. This is my imaginary friend, Lucas. Like, it doesn't make any sense. We're just playing off of vibes. And I feel like your idea is like the child who wants to play with you. And you're like, okay, child, and what is the 5-year plan for this game? Now, wait a minute, you said you were a cashier. I thought you were my teacher. I thought you were my mommy and I was the baby. Like, what is this game? What is this game called? And it's like, we don't need that when we're playing with the child. We just need to go with it. We just need to have fun with it. And there's some connection that's helping you have fun again. And I feel so emotional. Like, maybe this is like someone who inspires you. Maybe you're falling in love. Maybe this is like a collaborator or a muse of some kind, a friend, a soul family member, like someone you think is really cool and just is really, really fun to be around them. They could be a fire sign with this page of wands here. They could be a fire sign with water placements, like a water, Mercury, Venus, or a water sign with fire, Mercury, Venus. Yeah. Anyway, that is definitely happening in the middle of the year. I realized I kind of jumped the timeline a little bit. We have the 8 of Wands at the start of your timeline, and I can interpret this in many different ways, so please feel free to claim all that resonate. Some of you could be going on a little trip at the start of the year, just to clear your mind, to put yourself in a new environment, to get some fresh perspectives. Maybe some of you are traveling by the water, a coastal area, to just kind of be with your thoughts. Some of you are brainstorming a lot at the start of the year, not acting on anything yet, just kind of brainstorming. I feel this energy where you have a lot of very fun ideas, but it's like you don't have the courage to act on them just yet. You will though. But they're just kind of like percolating, I think is the word, just kind of simmering beneath the surface. I can also interpret this 8 of Wands as communication coming in. So maybe this person here is reaching out to you or entering your life at the beginning of the year. Although for some of you, I feel like they already have entered your life in 2025. I also think the universe is starting to drop some hints of a manifestation coming. It's as if you were manifesting rain and you just felt the first few drops. So you know that the rain is coming. That feels very exciting. Maybe you heard some thunder in the distance, like you know it's coming. I feel like I used this analogy in the January reading, like January 2026. I think it was that reading of like, you know the rain is coming, You can smell it in the air. Let me know if you chose that group, because that's the second time this imagery has come to me for manifestation, like waiting for the rain to fall. And that's the third Hilary Duff song I've thought about today, because now I'm thinking about Come Clean and Let the Rain Fall Down. And I was also thinking about Metamorphosis and With Love, if that's what it's called. Anyway, apparently Hilary Duff was beefing with Ashley Tisdale. My Line News, like the chat app that we use in Japan, this like article popped up at the top. It was like, there's some beef going on in the mom group. I was like, I did not know this was a mom group. Anyway, that's like very not the point. Yeah, so we have themes of travel, signs of a manifestation coming in, communication coming in, someone new entering your life. And you're brainstorming a lot of ideas at the beginning of the year, but you're not acting on them yet. And I do think whoever's coming into your life is very significant, and in some way they are a catalyst to you finally taking action on an idea that will eventually make you very successful. And it's something that's growing and growing and growing in your life, that anything that's not meant to be in your life will be pushed out with this tower energy. We often talk about, even I often talk about, purging things from your life that don't serve you anymore as a prerequisite to receiving blessings, because it's like you have to make room for it first. But I think what's happening for you is that you're finding some passion, and the passion is growing and growing and growing until there literally isn't room for anything in your life that's out of alignment, and it gets pushed out by this passion that is growing. You can think of your passion like a seed, and when you plant it and water it, it grows into a beautiful flower bush that gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until there's no room for the things you don't want in your garden to be there, and you have no choice but to uproot them. It's kind of like taking over your life, but in a good way. You want your joy and your passion to take over and push away the things that you don't like. You can't invest to them anymore because you physically don't have time and energy, and this thing is just growing. Like, your success is just growing, your passion project is just growing. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, this is going to be the blessing that finds you at the end of the year. And we have the Nine of Wands. This is very interesting because the Nine of Wands is moon in Sagittarius, and there will absolutely be a new moon in Sag at the end of 2026. So let me see when that is happening. I guess it will be in December. Yep, December 8th, 2026. At 7:52 p.m. Eastern time. So it could be, if you're in the Eastern Hemisphere, it will probably be December 9th, but I don't know. Maybe you want to mark your calendar. Oh, this is card number 9, the 9th. Anyway, around then, December 8th, 9th, is when the new moon in Sagittarius is happening in 16 degrees. I feel like a really big blessing for you in 2026 is the ability to fully trust yourself and stay there. Reach a place of self-trust and stay there. I feel like there's been something that throughout the years you haven't been able to let go of. A dream, a longing, a wish, a deep intuitive knowing, like we talked about at the start of the reading. You haven't been able to let go of it. I'm getting emotional a lot with this group. It feels like you knew something to be true for so long before it manifested in the 3D. And because of the lack of 3D proof sometimes, you maybe kind of tried to fight yourself and say like, hey, come on, let's let's pack it up. Let's move on from this. Let's forget about this. Let's keep going. It's not going to happen. It's like you tried to reason with yourself. It almost feels like like a dog is holding onto a bone and the human is trying to like trick the dog into dropping the bone. So that's you holding on to your intuitive knowing because you know it to be true, and some quote unquote more rational, logical part of you trying to like trick you into moving on. Let's just forget about this. It's not gonna happen. Let's be reasonable here. And then, like, why isn't it working? Why won't I let go of this? Why can't I let go? And almost feeling like that's a fault of yours. I just can't seem to let go of this longing. I just can't seem to forget about this thing, place, person, path. I can't forget this dream. What's wrong with me? Only to find that after all this time, it comes true. You were never supposed to drop the bone, so to speak. You didn't have to. Yumi's getting excited. Yumi Pong. You still have quite a bit of time until your dinner. Are you excited for your dinner? Maybe she's excited for you. You never had to let go. And it wasn't like a failing to let go or an inability to let go. It was an inner knowing that like, no, this is something. There's something here. I'm feeling something real. I'm knowing something real. And it's just a matter of time before I see that it's true. I think the blessing here is the ability now to honor those knowings and say, I don't care if it takes time to appear in the 3D, I'm going to keep having faith in it. The ability to hold on, the ability to keep trusting. You never had to doubt yourself or like force yourself to let go, convince yourself to let go, trick yourself to let go. You can't force a heart to move on. You can only move on when the heart wants to. Yumi's doing a lot right now. Anyway, this seems like a really big pivotal year for my group number 3s. It seems like a year of big manifestation. It seems like a year of coming back to self-expression, passion, and fun in what you do. And realizing that you can choose yourself and simultaneously serve the collective. Serving the collective doesn't always have to look like sacrificing your needs, holding your tongue, putting other people first. It can look like that sometimes, but it doesn't have to. You can be doing something that feels quote unquote selfish, but you're still serving the collective. Yumi-chan. Yumi only does selfish things. Takes a nap whenever she wants to, snores, farts, barks whenever she feels like it. But she serves the collective with her cuteness. Anyway, let's pull you some advice cards. What advice do my group 3s need to hear at the end of this reading? Hermit crab, fine. Oh, yeah. You don't have to push so hard. You don't have to sacrifice so much. You just existing is enough. You just existing and being yourself brings light to others. This hermit crab is so cute. And one more card. Yumi-chan. Yumi has just climbed onto my lap. Yumi-po. Ah! Jump しないで. びっくりした. Oh my gosh. Let's get one more card for my group 3s. Trance. Creativity seeks expression. Meditate. Allow your works to be creative meditations. See the divinity in your creative acts. Regardless of what career path you're on, I do feel like creative expression is going to be really important for you. I wonder if I put these two energies together, there may be advice for you to create or find a safe space where you can create and express yourself, almost like a creative sanctuary. And maybe it's just a state of consciousness, just a place within yourself where you can create without judgment or without expectations. You can learn a lot about yourself this way. I find a lot of the time when I'm writing lyrics, that's when my true feelings come out that I wouldn't necessarily have been able to access if I was just living my life. I write them down and then I'm like, oh shit, so that's how I feel about that. So having that space to just create without expectation, no one has to see it if you don't want to share it. That could reveal some truths about you that have been hiding, a desire that wants to come out, a spark that wants to be nurtured. You could receive messages from your guides in that way. You could be a really powerful creative channel, channeling the divine through your work. Trance definitely gives the feeling of being in a flow state, letting it come to you without thinking too much. And I feel like that's exactly how you honor this Page of Wands energy. Every time you try to like look at it dead on and define it and put it in a box, it escapes you. So just let it flow from you. You want to say hi? どうしたの? Okay, she's getting a little bit crazy. So thank you very much, group number 3, for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships where you can watch the extended readings that go up every month. You can also watch exclusive full-length pick a card readings there, and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, everyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one.